Hi, I'm Mary Fowler.
And I'm Foord, and this is 3 Moments with Adidas.
I felt more pressure in training than I did in the actual shootout for France.
Just to relax, and that's all that I needed someone to say to me. So Mary, let's kick off with you. What's your first moment of pressure?
Okay, I'm gonna go with when I signed with Man City. I was so excited to go there, but I was really really as well because it is such a big club. I think in my head I just felt I'm going there now, so now I have to perform all the time. There was just so many good players in that team. They'd done well, so I was I don't want to go there and be bad. I was just putting so many expectations on myself.
I feel that kind of happened with me as well when I went to Arsenal, because I put pressure on myself. And Joe, at the time, the coach, he told me after my first session, just relax.
Were you that bad?
Yeah, pretty much. Just to relax, and that's all that I needed someone to say to me.
So what's a moment of pressure for you?
For my first one, I think it was my first move overseas, first professional contract in America for Sky Blue. And yeah, it was a new environment. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. First time living away from home. Yeah, I just was scared for the move, I guess. Not so much the football side. I think it was to be an adult, be on my own, have to look after myself. So yeah, not so much on the field, but more off the field. Learn all the real life stuff. Yeah, that was my first moment. What's your second moment of pressure?
Second moment, I'm going to go with the build-up to the World Cup in Australia, particularly the penalties, because I'd never been in a situation where I'd have to take a penalty in a penalty shootout. So I was really nervous that was going to happen. And even throughout the tournament, whenever other teams had a penalty shootout, I was nah, I'm not watching. So I wouldn't watch it because I was so nervous that if I watched someone miss, then it would just be in my head that, I might miss.
That's what happens. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
You just don't want that to be you, yeah.
Tony and that did well to create situations in training for us where we felt that pressure. Yeah, going up against Macca and stuff in training, she's so good at saving them. I felt more pressure in training than I did in the actual shootout for France.
My moment, I guess, is similar, but a bit earlier on to do with penalties was the Rio Olympics. We went to a penalty shootout against Brazil. I remember the game being at 10 o'clock or something, it was so late. So the penalty shootout was at midnight. Brazil comes alive then, so it was just mayhem. It was for them, for us, with our World Cup. And we got to a penalty shootout and we hadn't prepared for that moment. We weren't ready, myself included. I was I'll never take a pen, I don't have to. And it was similar to our France one. We went through the line. It got to me and Alana left to take one, and we were having an argument down the line, being no, you take it, because we both weren't prepared and we were so nervous. And that feeling in that moment, I never wanted to ever feel like that again. So from that moment on, I practiced, and that's why I think our prep was so good. Tony got everyone prepared as if they would have to take one, which ended up happening. And we heard from him, if you're gonna win a major tournament, at some point you're gonna go to pen. So in my head, it was I'm gonna have to take one at some point. So to be ready and prepared for that, and I guess for us as a team to get over that hurdle is nice as well, giving us confidence if we have to be in that position again. Do you have your last moment of pressure?
My last one is opening match of the World Cup.
Yeah, mine's saying.
Lucky I went first. Well, I think for me, I didn't really feel heaps of pressure when we were building up to it and preparing for it and stuff. I was just really excited. But then I think when we were walking out and then just seeing the stadium packed, I don't know, it just hit me how many people were really watching and supporting us. And so I don't know, in that moment, walking out and then seeing the anthem, I was I gotta play good. There's so many people here.
Yeah. No, I think mine was the same, but a bit of opposite. I think the build up, because it was so long, we had been preparing for that moment for 4 years and it was finally there. And I think the first game against Ireland, that was a game where we were expected to win, and we had to get a result in that game to start the tournament off well. I think that pressure of the importance of that game. Sam got injured the day before. We were prepared and ready to go, and then that changed how we were going to go out. I have to change now how I'm thinking, and I was so prepared that I was almost am I prepared now for what I have to do? So I think that was, yeah, a massive pressure going into that game. But then once it was done and you were out there, that just goes away. And then I think the relief after the game to win and just, yeah, start off how we wanted to. teach that. You know what I mean? You either have it or you don't.
I mean, I'd like to think so.
I would say that describes you pretty well. We've got 6 cards here that describe attributes of a footballer in order to be successful. We're going to rank them today in order of importance.
We have talented, discipline. This isn't my order, by the way. Mental strength, having fun, and competitive spirit and team player. Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, you start us off.
Talent, you can't teach that. You know what I mean? You either have it or you don't. Talent's important, and I think that's most important. And then I think you have to be competitive to make it. And I think it's a team sport, so you have to be a team player. I would go having fun, got to enjoy it, and then mental strength and discipline last, because I think discipline just comes with it. That comes like naturally, I think. So that's my order.
Would you say that describes yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to think so.
I would say that describes you pretty well. Talented, competitive, team player. Yeah, I mean, you have all those, so.
I mean, I feel like we all do. You have to. What's your order? Would you change that or keep it?
For me, I'd go mental strength first.
Pause.
Yeah, I'm actually going to put talent last, because I think not everyone is very talented, but I think they do a lot of training that makes them look like they're talented. Mental strength, I'm going to put discipline there, just because that was a really big word when I was growing up. And then I think having fun is important. Team player, competitive spirit and talent.
I feel like that's you as well. When I first met you, like your discipline, like in training, you could definitely see that.
I think all of them are like important like attributes to have.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, everyone's journey is different. It's just what helps you to get there, I guess. Cool. Nailed it.
I'm Mary Fowler.
And I'm Caitlin Foord, and this is what we're most looking forward to in Paris.
What I'm most looking forward to in Paris is having another opportunity to try and win some silverware.
What I'm most looking forward to is winning some silverware and also getting to eat some fresh croissants. Did you smile? Good.
So close. There you go. No, I didn't. You can cut it there.